Hello, and welcome to episode 126 of the Book Wars Pod. I am Chris. I am here, as always, with Kate, Miranda, and Kristen, working her production magic.
This is pod racing.
Fuck me.
It sure
To be-
fucking is,
To be
Kristen.
fair, I'm not always here, so I'm gonna set aside I hate you too much.
That's true. We are here, as sometimes, with the full crew. And
With the
honestly, enjoy
fulcrum.
it. Right? Honestly, enjoy it, because after next episode, probably losing Kate for a while, so...
I have to go do school.
Goodbye to
And teach
you.
and stuff?
But before she ruins the youth of America, we are going to talk
Oh,
about Resistance Reborn by Rebecca Roanhorse, chapter 22 through to the end.
Tell me you would be a better teacher than me.
I never said that. That's why I'm not a teacher.
Oh my god.
What are we drinking? Teach.
Whatever the hell tea this is. I
Kate
gotta
is
do
drinking
grading.
Portland Blend tea
I-
from Stash Teas.
Listen, I have not had alcohol in this podcast in a very long time because I keep having to do grading and it is terrible. I also have to read fucking H.P. Lovecraft after this, and I'm here for the squids, but not here for the horrible, 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 and overt racism.
What if, and hear me out on this, I haven't seen it yet. I was out most of the evening. Just watched the latest episode of Lovecraft Country
That would be
And
so
then for-
preferable.
and then pretend that was the reading, and there's fucking monsters, you still got all the racism. It's
It's the same thing, but better.
Kate, when are we
exactly.
going to be able to watch that?
I don't know. Whenever I dig myself out from under this pile of reading because I took a nap for 2 hours.
Cool, so December.
Yeah, that sounds about
Gotcha,
right.
gotcha.
Sweet.
Cool. I am drinking also some Portland Blend tea and some I already forgot what brand it is. I think it's Glendana Irish whiskey. It's very light. It's very smooth, as Irish whiskey is wont to be. So really, really doing a deconstructed hot toddy this episode.
I really despise you. This is why I don't want to hang out with you. I just do school instead.
Yeah, but I mean, joke's on you because you live here. You're fucked.
Yeah, but you pick up the dog's poop for me, so
I do.
yeah.
I keep the dog from pooping in the house.
Sometimes.
Most of the time, I'm willing to say. Miranda, what are you drinking?
Cold snack.
Yeah.
A pod classic.
Actually, so I was in a backyard the other day.
Just say backyard. Just someone. Just a
I
random one.
I just hopped a fence that I found. I was like, there's probably a chair behind here. No, so but my friend's got this backyard. It's kind of small, but the table is near the back door, and it's a sliding door. So there's the screen, and we just had the screen up, and her partner goes in to get another beer. And I just hear her yell from the kitchen, "Unicorn!" Because I
As
had
you
brought
do.
over some cold snack, and I was really excited about it. And then she's like, "What is this again?" I was like, "No, it's not good beer. It's delicious, but it's real shitty." So that's my cold snack story.
I love it.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. Kristen, what do we got to power you through listening to this? While somehow not talking.
Miranda was here for crossword puzzles earlier today,
So cute.
and I let her accidentally drink all of the beer that I wasn't saving, so now I'm just drinking one of the beers that I'm saving. It's fine. It's called, here, everybody put your things up. I'm going to try to take a screenshot of our drinks, even though no one's...
Jam beer?
Sort of. Kate, where's your tea? There we go.
I'm not
Wait.
putting the rest of the cup. It's a sappy cup.
I love how Miranda made it so that you can't see her face. Yes, I think it is a Space Jam beer. This is
is
she's
the
not a friend of
Space
she's not a
Jam.
friend of the she's not a friend of the pod because why would anyone listen to this, honestly? But it's a West Coast style IPA from our good friends at Belmont Station. But it's from Mason Ale Works, who are out of San Diego. And yes, if you don't, it's called the Ball Don't Lie West
God
Coast
bless.
IPA. And if you don't know about Ball Don't Lie, I will play this for you.
I agree with Charles. There's a time and place for all of that. It's a 48-minute game. At some point in time, if you really want to get someone back, you can get them. You don't do it when a guy has you isolated at the top and he's making a move to the hole, and then you clothesline him. 48-minute game. If you want to get somebody, you're going to get somebody.
Tie your shoe and get ready for the rebound. Kwame with a nice offensive rebound. Rashid hits him on the wrist area, picks up the foul, so Kwame to shoot two.
Kwame was sensational.
Anyway,
That sounded like it was
I will.
the Lakers broadcast too.
It was. I will probably.
Bless up.
Kwame Brown missing free throws.
Depending
Don't
on
know
how ambitious I'm feeling, I may edit out the first part of that, or I may just describe to you what was happening, which was Reggie Miller talking about or talking over Rasheed Wallace talking over someone's shoulder, mocking them without him being able to see, because they were talking about Rasheed in that first clip. So that was very funny. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He anytime he fouls someone and they call a foul on the play, when he was in the NBA, and then they miss the free throw, he says "ball don't lie" to remind you that the ball doesn't lie.
Let's say that of facts.
To remind you of facts.
The ball don't lie.
Yeah, and he played for the Trailblazers, so we love him. Anyway,
It's funny
Rip
because
in
I
peace.
always forget that, just because the 2000 series was like just barely in my awareness.
yes,
Um,
correct.
Because I was very young. But the
We have very
2004
little going
finals,
on here, so
the 2004 finals, I remember quite well
Yes.
because they were very painful, and Sheed was on the Pistons at that point, so that sucked.
yeah.
They had two people named Wallace, and they both kicked our ass.
Oh my word.
Yep. What else would people know Rasheed Wallace from? Both teams played hard. If you've ever heard anyone say that, that's from a Rasheed press conference. Both teams played hard.
God, I love.
He's like
anyway.
he was like kind of Marshawn Lynch-esque
Yeah.
in his press relations.
Yeah, like he was
God
the
bless.
precursor. He was the precursor. He definitely would have said something like, "I'm just here so I don't get fined."
Yeah.
Anyway,
He
yes,
walked
this
so
is-
Marshawn could run, no question
Oh
about
my
it.
God. What I was gonna say was R.I.P. to the Blazers season.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks.
sorry about that.
Oh no, it's okay. Dame was out. I was surprised that they didn't try to drag it on further so that they could milk that. But no one thinks it's a rivalry except for the Blazers, so it's fine.
Oh, you're those guys.
Well, I mean, we don't. We have so little, Kate. Anyway, that's from our
Listen,
friends. Mason,
when they beat us in a
Mason
playoff
Aylworks.
series, it can be a rivalry.
Yeah, listen.
My God.
It's fine. We love chanting "Beat LA" as if that's a thing.
I mean, you and 28
just
other
let it-
teams.
Oh, and I'm like using my Trailblazers 50th anniversary
Boys.
koozie. Anyway, okay, that was
Basketball pod?
the
That was
most that
basketball
I've
talk.
talked.
Well, to be fair, you haven't
Anyway.
done Brewhouse in a while because Brian had to go and have a whole ass baby. So
Yeah.
Really
Don't you hate it
inconsiderate.
when that happens? No, we love it when that happens. That's a good baby.
it's a good baby.
Anyway, okay. Thank you for letting me talk about beer. It's good, by the way. It's just like a West Coast style IPA.
Yum.
Chris wouldn't like it. It doesn't taste like fruit. It just tastes like beer.
Yeah, that's a problem. All right, so speaking of ball don't lie, you know what else doesn't lie? Star Wars.
That's
I
false.
feel like sometimes Star Wars does lie.
Star Wars lies a lot, actually. Filoni lies like all the time.
Oh my
to
god.
be fair,
Dave Filoni's hat is full of secrets.
J.J. Abrams lies for sure.
That's because JJ sucks.
He flies.
He lies. I said. His favorite thing that Ryan did was cast Kelly Marie Tran so he could shove her in a closet and never talk to her again.
Who says no?
I do. I say no.
I mean, I also say no.
All right, but anyway, Star Wars. Let's talk about a fancy party. So, the undisputed best scene in this book, arguably best scene in Star Wars,
Okay.
like all throughout, 11 movies, however many seasons of television, animated, live action, video games, you name it,
Okay.
is Poe teaching Finn how to tie a tie.
Right.
It's just so soft and gay, and I love it.
Like there's something like really soft and like low key kind of intimate about like
Oh,
tying
yeah.
someone else's tie. I don't. Did he do it like facing him or like around?
No, it was
he definitely did it
facing
like
him.
around.
What? What did he?
Ooh.
Oh,
ooh,
he definitely
ooh.
did it around.
Oh yeah, that is some
Oh.
intimate shit.
Oh,
Yo, okay, so here's the thing. No one actually knows how to tie a tie facing the person. Like that's not how it works.
okay. See, I would not have guessed about that because that's not it's not a thing I do.
I don't know.
Not the
Someone
kind of
tied
gay.
a bow tie on me once, and that was like.
Bow ties I can't vouch for.
I'm not. I've never.
I think you also have to do it around, or at least she did.
I'm not a suit queer, so like I don't know how
That's
things
fair.
work.
I'm
Yeah.
just here to tell you I have to tie Quinn's ties for him.
I love
and
it.
I know how to tie a tie, of course.
Of course you do.
Anyway.
Okay, but
bye.
do you tie them facing him or do you tie them like arms around?
No,
like,
I
from
tie them on
behind?
I tie them on myself.
Okay.
Like I'm a very, very tall man, and then I take it off of me and put it on him, and then they're always too short still. But
Okay, that's
We try.
that's also very reasonable.
yes, and then usually like we can't fit it over his head because
Sure.
I have a much smaller head than he. It's a whole thing. Yeah. Well, also,
You would
Chris,
think
can
there'd be
you,
a solution
Can
by
you
now.
picture Kate trying to reach over the back of you, trying to tie a tie around your neck? Because
Oh no,
it's
that's very much why she
impossible.
can't tie a tie because
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Quinn is 6 inches taller than me. No, I can't tie a tie on him.
You
That's
could
fair.
like
Anyway,
have him kneel like in front of a bed, and then you can be sitting on the bed and like do it that way. I don't know. The only time someone has tied my tie was my roommate when I borrowed her bow tie for a thing once, but she was also like a good deal taller than me, so it was super easy because I'm not particularly tall.
It's true. You're a wee burb,
Look at the size of that thing.
or lack thereof.
that's definitely what Finn and Poe said to each other at the party.
Oh my god! I think that was
Oh.
after the party
Ayo.
or before. I mean, I'm not here to judge.
It's
I mean,
true.
yeah,
It's true.
Maybe
Like,
during.
they had
Fuck.
to go through
We didn't see them
hyperspace.
the whole time.
It's true.
True.
It's accurate.
Listen, they had to hide from the First Order. They were hiding anyway. But no, seriously,
There's a
like,
fanfic out there about that. Anyway.
yeah, there's more than one.
I know.
But like again, Rebecca Roanhorse just like very clearly wrote them like explicitly being gay, and then just backspaced the sentence where she said they were gay and left the entire rest of the book as is.
Yeah, at one point they like kiss on like the ship on the way to the party, and then, whoever publisher was like, "This isn't a thing. Disney isn't gay." And she's like, "Okay.
Boop, 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 boop.
Look, they're not gay anymore."
I
You
tried
can't
to make
prove
it
it.
ungay, and therefore no one can criticize me.
You can't prove anything. Obviously, there's no such thing as subtext.
I mean,
Subtext
again, J.J. Abrams.
in my Star Wars.
Never heard of it. Also, can I just say, so for those of you who have read Trail of Lightning, you will know that nobody writes a good, like, getting ready to infiltrate an exclusive fancy party that is full of crime, like Rebecca Roanhorse. There's a scene in there definitely where the two protagonists are getting ready to go to like this like underground like fucking like mystical like club fight club thing. I don't know what the fuck how to describe it. I'm not doing it very well. Read the book. It's great. Anyway, but it's like this is the shit out of my fucking like YA like trash fantasy Holly Black reading youth where it was just lots of urban fantasy and there was a lot of like glitter and eyeliner being thrown around to infiltrate fancy parties being thrown by evil forces, and I'm so here for that and for her resurrecting this stuff in my adulthood because it is just like very nostalgic and I love it very much. And yeah, no, Finn in a shiny silver suit is like ripped straight from the pages of early 2000s YA before YA was actually good.
I was just gonna say that sounds like that episode of She-Ra, but we love a fancy party.
Oh yes.
It's always gay.
Poe and Finn going to Princess Prom, no question.
You should see me and Miranda's faces right now, y'all. We're just like we're just the thought of it is just beautiful. Things that are not beautiful though, First Order just coming and breaking up a perfectly good fancy party. There were like Finn was enjoying the food. I like Finn was all of us in that party, just like shoving food in his face. Like I felt that on a deep spiritual level.
Yeah, Finn's. Listen, there is nothing that Finn loves more. As far as I can tell, based on the Star Wars media that I have consumed, there's nothing Finn loves more than a fancy ass time.
Yep.
Like, he's losing his goddamn mind at this party. He went to Canto Bight and was like, yes. Yes, I would like to party here.
All I had in my head was like him just like running up to the fucking space craps table and being like, "This place is great."
Oh yeah.
So good.
I mean, my favorite was when Poe was like, "All right, let's go to the auction." Finn, "All right, hang on one sec." Grab 6 things from the buffet. All right, we're ready to go.
I mean, like
Same.
me. Exactly.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Hey, no question.
I just no. I love.
Although I wouldn't have loved being an ocean themed party because seafood is not super my jam.
Listen, you butthead.
Yeah, but like Finn was still definitely just like shoving little shrimpies into his suit pockets.
I mean, Finn at this point, Finn defected a solid week and a half ago. So
So yeah, right. So he hasn't had much food beyond like fucking like nutrient paste and ration bars and whatever. You know who Finn is? He's like fucking in The Good Place, just Eleanor trying to like pour cocktail shrimpies down the front of her very like deeply cut dress.
Yeah.
That is Finn.
That was the joke. That was the joke I was making. Thank you. I don't think it actually got across. So, as always, I say things very deadpanned. But of fucking course,
This is the bad place.
it sure fucking is. And we're on like the bad place loop too. It's a goddamn disaster. But you know who else is in the bad place? Everybody at that fucking party, because the goddamn First Order shows up. And they're like, "What's up? This is crimes. Let's start shooting people." Probably.
This is crimes and not crimes that easily and directly benefit us. So we're just gonna kill y'all and take our stuff back. Thank you.
And
Yeah,
give
but,
us
like,
all the money.
it's very First Order though, because like, you know, you feel like back in the Empire, like, you know, they would have infiltrated the party, they would have like figured out who had the thing, and they would have like gotten everybody and killed them as they were leaving the party.
I think
like,
they would have
it's-
done it like before.
That
Like,
too.
they'd already know like who has the list, and they would find a way to like poison her or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
Send
like,
in
they
a
def-
shitty
they-
assassin.
Like the First Order just continues to like barge through the door, shoot first, and ask questions never as their preferred strategy. And it's like that's kind of what they are. Like they're the Empire, but like dumber and stronger.
Wait, Chris, are you saying you disapprove of aggressive negotiations?
There's nothing negotiation about that.
I mean, technically, it's give us this list, or we'll kill you, but we're gonna start shooting first. And then be
I
like,
can't say it was good negotiations.
You're really giving up the ghosts there on what's gonna happen. But yeah, just the First Order has absolutely no sneak to them whatsoever.
no, the First Order is absolutely the bull in the china shop. Like, can't do anything. They're like, oh, this delicate situation, let's play it cool. Or, let's start, like, a minor stampede because everyone's trying to run away because we're shooting at them.
I mean, it's just as good as fucking paper pushing nerd bro fucking just deciding to like whop a guy over a bridge. You know, it's got just as much subtlety to it. We'll talk about that in a hot second. But like, you know, just I'm on a very tall bridge and I could wait a minute. What if I just give this guy a little push? Chris, I just made Chris watch the fucking Les Mis movie from like 2012, and spoiler alert, Russell Crowe kills himself by jumping off a very high aqueduct or whatever the fuck. And Chris is we're just watching him fucking fall, like flip over, like whatever the fuck in the air, like fucking falling down this goddamn aqueduct. And Chris is just like, oh, okay.
You served a purpose in addition to being bad at singing and acting in this movie. That movie was a time.
You're welcome.
Spoiler alert for a novel published in 1862.
I don't know. People get upset. My friend one time got upset when she had never seen A New Hope before. So we were watching it like maybe 5 years ago. And I'm there in the back because I'm drunk making stupid comments. And she like had not known or something that Luke and Leia were twins. And she's like, wow, thanks for spoiling me. And I'm like, this movie is 40 years old.
It's like, oh, by the way, did you know that Darth Vader is Luke's father? Spoiler alert.
We are doomed. She doesn't listen to this podcast. I can say whatever I want. Anyway,
So let's talk more about the party though, because obviously Poe saves the day. And Poe saves the day, surprisingly, not by shooting his way out.
Surprisingly, not by being Poe.
That was the old Poe. This is the new, gentler Poe.
Yeah, no, it's big, like, Poe development here. He's like, what if I use my brain hole and see that, like, hey, we should take that lady with the list because she's got the list and the First Order's here. Also, we don't really have a ship anymore, so, like, let's go find Wedge. Wedge will fix everything.
He
Dad!
finally learned that there are some problems that he can't solve by jumping in an X-Wing and blowing something up.
So proud of him. It's just, I don't know. It's a great follow-on from, like, we were talking about how Poe, like, you know, by the time obviously we get to Rise of Skywalker, all is forgiven and he's General Dameron and all this other stuff. But yeah, we were talking about how this book actually like doesn't necessarily let him off the hook immediately for murdering the entire Resistance by doing mutiny. Whoops. So it's a good follow-on from the fight he almost fucking started where people were just like, and you, I heard that Holdo told you to sit down and shut up, and you were like, no. And that was bad. So yeah, no, we love to see character growth. We love to see him like calm down for 5 minutes and you know, make some considerations.
Yeah, and he had an actual strategy. Like,
yes,
very quickly put together, but it wasn't like, let's sneak away, even though it kind of was. It was like, okay, like, here's what we have, here's what we need, this is where we need to be, we need to get the fuck off this planet, right? And it's not shooting his way out, it's not making some dumbass decision, like, what if I just mutiny against the Resistance?
It's no longer like start a mutiny, Be left all alone, question mark, question mark, question mark, profit.
Profit.
We are actually figuring out the question marks in advance now. And like, you know, like obviously we're making fun, but like in all seriousness, like obviously this book centers around Poe as, I would say, its primary character. Obviously you have the different tracks, and you've got Shriv and you've got Leia
Shrivy.
as well, who are like major secondary characters, I would say. But like it's really a Poe book, and it
God
does
bless it.
yeah. And it bridges this gap of where he is from TLJ, because like TLJ was the first time we ever got any real Poe characterization, cuz like Poe's great in TFA, don't get me wrong, but like he has all the personality of somebody who JJ meant to kill off. Like he's awesome, and that's his personality. He is awesome.
Disintegration.
Jeez.
And TLJ, like, for better or worse, a lot of people didn't like the direction that Rian Johnson took Poe, but he does have character development. He starts off as being this like awesome guy, except, you know, he for once loses the one in a million chance. And the rest of the movie is about him dealing with that. And now this is about how do we get his confidence back? How do we get him, and obviously this came out before Rise of Skywalker, but how do we get him back to a point where he can be trusted and can be seen as an equal member and an equal leader of the Resistance?
Yeah.
Thanks, Miranda.
I'm here to help.
Yeah, no. How Poe got his leadership groove back. You know, just things. Speaking of characters that people didn't know what to do with, and Rebecca Roanhorse actually did. Wow. Here's Finn showing a range of emotions and having a number of experiences and like expressing joy, and he and Poe aren't like weirdly bickering like an old married couple with no explanation as to how they got to this place. Chris was just rewatching Rise of Skywalker the other day, and I sat there for half an hour, and then I was like, yeah, I would literally rather do homework.
Yeah, decisions were made.
Yeah. But yeah, like no one has never really known what to do with Finn. Especially JJ.
JJ knew what to do with Finn for 2 out of 2.5 hours of TFA.
Yes.
To his credit.
That's not enough, though.
No,
Yeah, it's funny.
no, it's not enough.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you saying that him not letting Finn actually say that he's Force sensitive and could be a Jedi was a bad choice?
But JJ really got to the depth of these characters and wasn't racist at all.
He really, diversity was like a very like strong value for him, and so that's why he put queers very prominently in the background in the scene that got cut out when they gave it to China because China's bad.
Honestly, have you guys, you guys, I guess being Burb, because I know Kate does, have you watched Always Be My Maybe on Netflix? The one with Ali Wong and Randall Park?
No, I have not. Was it
there's
good?
There's a
It
phenomenal...
looks good.
It's excellent, and you should absolutely watch it. It's a great rom-com.
I know
We
it's the
love-
heteros, but it's great.
Honestly,
but
potentially-
it's like we love Ali Wong and Randall Park, and like Keanu Reeves is in it. So
potentially Keanu
Keanu
Reeves' best
Reeves
role was what I was about to say. Honestly,
It's excellent.
he is
There is
immaculate.
a whole song that came out of Randall Park's brain hole called "I Punched Keanu Reeves," and it is my favorite thing.
Anyway, but the reason I bring it up is because there is a scene where, like Randall Park's friend, thinks that Ali Wong, meets Ali Wong's business partner, and realizes or is told that she's gay, and he is just like so awkward, tripping over himself, trying to be like an ally, and he's like, yeah, like, you know, love is love, you know. Love is love, and it's just like so awkward, and like that's how I envision JJ on like trying to justify the
Whatever he
lack of
did.
real representation
It's
he
like,
put in.
we're
Rise of
supporting
Skywalker.
the community. Look at
Love
this.
is love.
Love is love. We're gonna cut this.
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
Anyway, that was a very long anecdote, but at least I got to talk about Ali Wong because that's a great movie.
Yeah, no, it's that. Wait, other things highly recommended. It's great pandemic watching for when you just feel like existential and unending despair, and you want to lie on the floor because it's fluffy and happy.
It has
and nice.
Daniel Day Kim, also very
Yes.
minor role, but very underrated in that
So
movie.
good.
Okay.
Anyway, back to Star Wars.
Daniel Day Kim also famously a voice of in She-Ra.
Yo, put Daniel Day Kim in a Star Wars, man.
Yes.
Before we go back to Star Wars, I forgot Reggie Miller's name earlier. It just yeeted out of my brain hole.
You said Reggie
That-
Miller.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay. That's... Thank God.
We're just gonna leave this in here because you just broke off from filing your nails or whatever the hell you're doing back there.
Oh,
And you were like,
I'm filing. Oh, yeah. Great. I'll cut this. I won't. No, I have to sit at the desk with the nail file so I don't bite my nails because I have anxiety.
Oh, that's smart.
So,
that is brilliant.
yeah. No,
Good
I
for
have.
you.
This. I'm holding up nail clippers. This is so that I don't chew my hangnails and make my fingers bleed, and this is so that I don't bite my nails. I'm holding up the nail file. Anyway,
I'm happy for you.
great.
Anyway, listen.
This-
Listen.
Look at me trying to be better. Growth.
It's a trap.
Book Wars Pod, come for the Star Wars, stay for the random movie recommendations and the life tips. Run away because actually it's garbage.
Hashtag nail talk. But anyway, so back to Finn. Yes, like we get actual characterization from him, and like it very much continues in the trend of the Last Jedi's characterization, which again was controversial because it didn't move toward Finn being a Jedi, and people also felt that he was sidelined. And it does continue in that vein of him kind of being the person who is new to the world and is new to understanding things, which is, I don't really have the range to get into what interpretation is like quote unquote correct. People have issues with that, and that's super fair. But it does kind of continue on with the TLJ version of him, so to speak.
Yes.
Yes. But I will say,
Oh.
we've obviously definitely covered this a lot on this episode, but like, it's so exciting and lovely to see him have an actual personality.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
Like he likes to take food from buffets. He likes to make He likes to make his boyfriend wrap his big strong arms around him. Like he likes to shoot stormtroopers and like walk into a fucking party where he knows the first order is gonna be, and he's like, "Oh, I've just got this like fucking." Excuse me as I burp away from the microphone. The little Starbird boy, like, I'm with the Resistance.
No, like he's committed. He feels passionate about what he's doing. He loves a good disguise. Like these are all things I can absolutely relate to, and it's
No, absolutely. And I mean, I think Miranda the Starbird pin is like actually a really great example of giving Finn agency as opposed to having him be at the mercy of the plot.
what
Because
agency for black people?
I know it's shocking.
Not
Truly
my
shocking.
Star Wars.
Oh my god!
But it's like because you have him and he is aware of where they're going. He's aware of the stakes. He's aware of how risky wearing the Starbird can be. And he says, I am angry. I want to piss people off because I can, and I am a free person to do that. And so I am going to do it.
Which how many times have those words come out of my mouth in some kind of order similar? Like many. I love making people angry. But yeah, I just like it's almost like this is what happens when you let black people write black characters.
I would love to see Rebecca Roanhorse write a Finn-centered book because Finn is definitely like Rey and Finn are both very secondary in this book. Like it's great because we see the three of them interacting, but like it's a Poe book, as we said. I would love to see her, or other black authors, but she is the only black author in Del Rey's wheelhouse right now, which another issue that needs to be fixed. But
Wait, I'm sorry. Delilah Dawson isn't black.
you know,
Then why is she writing black characters?
I was gonna say she did a
question.
lot of internet reading about black hair, clearly, but but yeah. So like anyway, I would love to see Rebecca Roanhorse or another black author get more time with Finn and just capture his happiness on like he's happy in a way that we rarely see in Star Wars.
That's because literally every white motherfucker in Star Wars has never heard of Black Joy.
Yeah.
What do you know about that?
And I mean, and it's again, and we've mentioned it on both previous episodes for this book, but like you have a black woman writing this, and you have a character who has grown up knowing nothing but what he is told and nothing but violence, and he has the innate goodness in him to continue looking up and saying, I am going to will this life to get better, and have black joy and just have that willingness to continue. And that's something that I think is a unique perspective from Rebecca Roanhorse in this case, and also just black authors, that is like just really, really profound and incredible.
Mm-hmm. And going off of that too, like, you know, you just said it, like he's always been at the mercy of others. Like he's never had agency before. And to see him like actually take advantage of his agency and do so to, you know, bring joy into his life. Like he's doing what he wants to do. He's not like, you know, pretending to have agency, but still he's doing everything for other people. It's like, no, fuck you. Like, I'm here. I'm queer. I want to fuck Poe.
Accurate.
So say we all.
Okay, but the Wookiee roar for that specific... Okay.
Listen, having just rewatched Rise of Skywalker, that scene where they're both in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, they're an old married couple. There's no question about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is classic, like, ship bickering, okay? Not just, like, on a ship, but, like, relationship. Ship squared bickering.
Just the when he bangs the Falcon against the wall and he's just like, sorry, I'm sorry, I know. Just like that is honestly the best moment in the movie, arguably.
That's why I left it. That's why I left her for like half an hour.
Yep.
Anywho,
there are other people in this book
who suck.
who are not good.
These people suck.
We do not like them as much as we like Finn, because we love Finn when he's written properly.
Wynshire Brett is the most fucking white spider-ass Trump administration piece of shit motherfucker that has ever existed. And honestly...
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
And honestly, only a person of color could have made him up, because, like, he's so... Like, he is a cartoon character, but also he's a cartoon character that we know in real life. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's the Trump administration, like, your editor called and said that this character was unrealistic, like, kind of villain.
Oh,
like,
God.
He's not quite Stephen Miller, because he's not smart enough, and he doesn't have, like, the overall vision of, like, creating a horrible, absolutely atrocious world. But, like...
He's sure going to help that happen.
Yeah. He's a couple rungs down, for sure.
He's a cog in the machine, and he loves it. Like, deeply. And this guy. Anyway, so, yeah, he decides to, just beat the ever-living crap out of his 15-year-old, employee, who is a black woman, by the way. Just cause he's mad. Just cause she pisses him off.
Yeah, he gets white man angry because he thinks she's not good enough at being a shitty first order cog in the machine, even though she's 15 years old, and is like, what if I just, like, kick you in the head a lot? And then maybe I'll think about, like, is she still alive later? Who's to say? That's an afterthought. Just because I'm white man angry.
Oh god, it was so disgusting, and it was so good when, like, at the end, Yama teams up with our merry band of misfit heroes, and Nash is just like, oh, is this the little rat that fucking did this to you? Cool, I'm just gonna shoot you straight dead and leave you here like the piece of trash you are. And that was just so deeply satisfying.
And then Ransom
Not a
tried to
happy
help
landing.
him.
Ransom did try to help him because he's the softest fascist you've ever seen.
Ransom, there's no question that Ransom is a fiscal conservative social liberal. Like, there's no question about that.
Randy just made the jerk off motion, which is a thing. But yeah, no, that's absolutely. Also, like, God, I would love a short story follow up at like post rescue where he just gets to talk to Leia, and it's just like, well, you said that you thought the Empire was fine because at least there was some semblance of order, and there were like cops and shit that you thought were doing something. And I would just love to hear how and whether his opinions of that have changed after being in super evil cop jail for what, 6 solid years.
Yeah, because, like, obviously he's gonna hate the First Order, but, like, post Rise of, like, let's assume he survived another year. Post Rise of Skywalker, what does he want the government to do?
He's trying to fund the police.
He is for sure donating to the what's it called? The, like,
For
can't
Trump.
wait for 8, whatever. What was DeRay's thing?
Oh, 8 can't wait.
8 can't wait. Thank you. I knew I was close. I knew it rhymed. He is for sure donating to 8 can't wait and pushing police reform bills. There's no question.
But he thinks
Oh,
he's done
Ransom.
the right thing because it will bring law and order.
But yeah, no, I love very much that the person that Leia hands him off to like go eat a sandwich for the first time in like 85 years is Rose. Because I feel like she can definitely explain him a thing about how Empire and First Order bad. Don't do that shit no mo. That would also be a fascinating short story, just him like hanging out with. Just
I really
Rose.
hope we see him again.
Yeah,
too.
I would read the shit out of that.
I mean, Rebecca Roanhorse like literally brought him back from the dead, and Miranda and I were like, yes. So I know we cannot be the only ones who love this soft fascist man.
Yeah, like Ransom Casterfo is who Joe Biden thinks the rest of the Republican Party is. Like, he hates Trump, he hates the First Order, and he's conservative, but he's a decent man. And, like, just there's heavy air quotes for listeners. He's the one who's gonna, stop ruining the country once the First Order's out of office. Just
really-
that's the only problem with him.
Could you really sit down and have a beer with him, Chris?
He's the type of old school politician who you may not agree, but you were friends. You could go to each other's offices. You could hammer out a deal, as they say.
That's no moon.
Great.
Anyway, the other thing about Brat, just to get back to Windshire Brat.
I was gonna say it's people
has
I would
been-
not have a fucking beer with.
Ransom Casterfopod.
I mean, the thing about him is that he is, and again, Rebecca Roanhorse writes it really well, because he is so corrupted by the fact that he is a shit from the start, no question. But also the fact that the system is so corrupt and that there's no way to do good from within the system, that, like, he doesn't even realize why he's like this anymore. Like, he doesn't know why he beat the shit out of Yama. He doesn't know why he killed, what was it, like, Colonel Genial or whatever. Like, he doesn't.
Colonel Genial.
Like, he doesn't know why he's doing anything. He just is because, like, he's just, like, on autopilot within the system of oppression.
Right, and of course, if the system of oppression is also a system of horrible violence.
And
So-
I also feel like he's already like a huge dick. And so like to put someone like him into this role where he does like have that very like set order, there's like the hierarchy and he feels some kind of power. Like he's just going to use it to be the worst fucking person in the world without realizing that he's a really fucking shitty person, and he's the kind of person who like makes people go to the rebellion, makes them go to the resistance, because they're like, it's like that thing, you know, where they say like the number one reason people leave jobs is because of their boss. It's like that, but for defecting from the First Order. Like we see it in this book. He
Yeah.
beats
Literally.
the shit out of Yama, and she's like, fuck this.
And
I'm gonna go find this like goddamn Amazon and like follow her around.
And then there's Monty, who's just like, I don't even have a conscience, and I know this is bad, so I'm out. Like, he's just like, I'm gone. Never mind. Like, no, if you didn't know that he was going to be a bad guy just from looking at his name, but also the fact that when we're introduced to him, his like defining personality feature is that he doesn't want people to know he was a poor, which is always good.
But I was going into Toshi Station to
Oh
pick
my
up some power converters.
And he built like he really just piles on that the whole time. Like when the guy from the party, the husband, shows
Yes.
up, he's like drops the name of like Brat's hometown, and he's like, "What the fuck? How do you know this?
It's like,
I'm
sure
not
plenty-
poor. You're poor.
plenty of
Shut up."
people- I'm sure plenty of people are from this random fucking hometown, right? Like, what the fuck? You're poor. Oh crap. Yes. Speaking of Yama and her new Amazon mom,
Next buddy comedy.
please.
She like finds Tesha and is like, "Oh, you seem to like really hate the First Order for some reason, and also you could beat the shit out of me, and maybe I'm a little gay for that. Just me? Am I projecting? No. But they, the whole little squad just kind of like, it's like, oh, here's this small and very broken First Order literal child. She's bleeding everywhere, and it looks like she got her face bashed in. But she seems real fucking mad about it, so guess we'll use that to our advantage. And, like, she saves the day for them. And also
I
they get to
just-
kill Wincher.
It's true. I love how Rebecca Roanhorse pulls out at the end that that she has this fucking photograph memory, because she was like, well, nobody asked me, so I didn't say anything. And that's kind of like how it's been for the whole book. You're like, why is she here? She's a wee babe who doesn't know how offices work, which, like, who among us?
Also,
and
she's 15. She should know how
Yeah.
an office works.
Exactly. She's like, well, nobody asked me, but like, yeah, this is my life skill, and it's just the reveal is so good. And, like, everyone just stares at her like, what? And I was also like, what?
Oh, it was great.
Yama is good. Thank you, Kristen. Gosh. Miranda, is this your point about people?
Most
just,
of
like,
these are
try
my
to, like-
points. When I hopped on, it went from introduction to conclusion, so I just started yelling into the outline.
I mean, I got a whole ass problem called somebody. I gotta do school.
Ooh.
Somebody made me do school. Yeah. But yeah.
The point, for those who are wondering, is why the fuck is everyone in Star Wars constantly trying to sacrifice themselves? Like
Because Star
this
Wars.
time, it's like a very minor character. It's like that big dude.
Strong
who's
hammer.
with the yeah, that bitch who's with the resistance. And he's like, go on without me, because like he's super like not gonna make it anyway, probably.
Yeah, his leg is like gone, dude.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't, it's not gonna do him good. So like he's just gonna like stay there and shoot as many fucking stormtroopers as he can, which a mood. But it just like exemplifies this whole thing in Star Wars, and I'm like, you can be a hero without being a fake martyr.
Listen, I blame Luke Skywalker for being the first motherfucker to be like, I'm gonna hand myself over to Darth Vader, and then my friends will be fine. You dumb twink, that's literally not how evil works. Jesus. But yes. Oh my god.
But then, and to Rebecca Roanhorse's credit, we then see at the end of the book, you know, after Stronghammer has died, we see Yendor try to, or at least consider, kind of doing that going down with the ship thing.
And Leia's like, no, no, no.
And Leia, and
No, no, no,
yeah.
no, no.
Yeah,
And
he
Leia-
doesn't try to. He is like actively going for it, and she's like, no.
Yeah, and he also just found out that his daughter was killed. So, like, he has, like, a lot more immediate grief in that moment to want to do that. And yet, still, sees the Resistance, sees Charth and his kids,
Sees Leia yelling at him.
sees Leia, and is like, no, there is more I can do. Like, this would be a useless sacrifice. Like,
Leia's over here like, I swear to God, if you yeet yourself into the cosmic force, I will bring you back just to murder you.
That doesn't sound too hard.
Sorry, I actually didn't know. I couldn't remember what that was, and I was like, why does it say Leia too hard on the soundboard? What could that possibly be? I have to press it.
Same.
and it ended up being perfect.
Worked great. But yeah, no, I feel like just like, I mean, we'll talk about more about the writing and the structure of this novel and how it subverts expectations, etc. But like, it's just nicely balanced between like extremely Star Wars themes and, you know, again, subverting what we expect out of Star Wars, which is more than I can say for JJ and his, and I use this term very loosely, artistic style.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good for all of us, including our fans, for us to get out of the sequel era for a while.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry, y'all. There's just a lot of dunking on Rise of Skywalker happening right now.
Yeah,
I blame Chris for slapping the bitch on the TV the other day.
Yeah, I mean, when the High Republic shit comes out, like,
Oh my god.
it's gonna be so much better.
y'all, I hand out at the beginning of the semester some like, I give my kids a survey so I can get to know them better. So it's like, you know, usual questions like, do you go by a nickname? What are your pronouns? What's the last thing you read? Like that kind of stuff. And one of the questions I asked them is, what is your like least favorite book that you've read? And somebody said Shadow Shaper by Daniel Jose Older, and I was like, get out of my class. Get out of my class. I'm sorry. I cannot give you a good grade. I cannot in good conscience give you a good grade because you said that to me.
This is a pro DJO podcast.
Yes, it is. I should never teach, y'all. Kids are bad. Actually, that's.
Never teach because your kids will be stupid. And on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you all for listening to this episode of the Book Wars Pod. Remember to stay inside, wear a mask, burn down police stations. Next episode, we're going to be wrapping up Resistance Reborn by Rebecca Roanhorse. And then the following episode, for you to go ahead and get the book now, we are going to be starting A Crash of Fate, which is written by Zoraida Cordova, who is wonderful. And we are going to have a very special guest host for that book. I'm not going to announce it quite yet. We're going to save that for next week.
Ooh, the suspense.
I know, right? But we're going to have a very special guest host for those episodes. We're super excited about it.
Because I'm not going to be here and somebody needs to be around to tell you to shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Indeed. In the meantime, hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at BookWarsPod, bookwarspod@gmail.com if you want to email us, and rate, review, and subscribe to us and the Tashi Station Radio Mega Feed. It is the best way for people to discover the show, and especially as we are asking people not to give to Patreon or Coffee right now and do other things with that money. If you want to do something nice for us, rate, review, and subscribe to us in the Tashi Station Radio Mega Feed. As I was saying, if you have any money to spare, don't give it to us. Donate it to racial justice organizations. The Milwaukee Freedom Fund or Jacob Blake's family's GoFundMe are two excellent options right now. Also, Kate, do you want to talk more about your raffle?
Yeah, I still only have one fucking raffle entry. It's like you people fucking hate free shit. So for every $1 that you donate to a racial justice organization, you will have one entry into our beautiful raffle that Chris could stand to promote more on the social medias, but he sucks. Of really cute Ray stuff from Squadron Goals. We've got a mini print and a little enamel pin and a sticker. Listen, the pin has Ray holding a porg like he's a big Easter egg. It's really fucking cute. I don't know why you people don't want it. Anyway, donate. Forward a receipt to me, bookwarspod@gmail.com, and I will get you entered. Because take my stuff. I don't know, whatever.
Indeed. Our theme song is Whiz Bang by Poddington Bear. Our logo and artwork are by Joe Butera Design. And our audio and production is done by our very own Kristen Cerisi. For all of us, Kristen, Miranda, Kate, and myself, thank you for listening to episode 126 of the Book Wars Pod, and we'll talk to you next week.
Only burn down a police station when Ted Wheeler isn't looking.